What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Porto, photographer, videographer, and educator. And today on the channel, I want to introduce you to what I call my quick tips. So there's a lot of topics that we could discuss on YouTube. However, there's some topics that really don't need that 10 to 20 minute video. And in about 3 to 4 minutes, that topic can be discussed and talked about in detail. And that's all it really needs. And so that's what the quick tips are going to be for. It's going to be me sharing my thoughts on certain things that are currently happening. And I also want you guys in the comments to interact with me. Share with me your thoughts, whether you think I'm dead on or whether you think I'm dead wrong. I want to hear it. I really feel like this is a place that we can foster community and kind of bounce ideas off of one another and share insights with each other. So welcome to Phil Porto's Quick Tips. So for today's quick tips, I want to talk about why I could care less about Canon and Sony's new announcements. Does that sound hateful? Does that sound rude? Probably, but that's not what I'm saying at all. Matter of fact, I think those cameras are going to be pretty freaking incredible. Like reading the news and reading all the specs and stuff from the Canon R5 and R6, it's going to be spot on. And I really feel like Sony's going to knock it out of the park when it comes to their new camera that's going to either continue the a7s series or replace their a7s series. I know they're going to be great cameras. So my problem with the announcements is not necessarily the announcements themselves. It's not with the camera companies themselves. However, it's what those announcements do to the industry. I really feel like every time there's an announcement, I see someone on my thread, on my feed, on Instagram or on Facebook, where now they're looking left, they're looking right, they're questioning like, am I doing enough? Do I need to upgrade? I think I need to upgrade. It's 8K. I need 8K, right? Of course you need 8K. And all of a sudden there's this idea that this new camera is going to bring about exactly what you need to be that next great photographer, to be that next great videographer, to finally make your mark. And I just want to be real and break it down and say, no, maybe not. Actually, probably not. Like, what's inside of you is what's going to matter. And I don't really feel like the new camera announcement and getting that new camera is going to make you that photographer or videographer that you really, really want to be. And I know that can sound contradictory to the last video I put out about Fuji and my connection with Fuji. And I will say yes and no. I understand how it can sound contradictory, but it's not. What I was saying is not that the X-T2 made me a good photographer or videographer, but that connection that I had with that camera allowed me to be the photographer and videographer that I strived to be. And so will this camera make you the latest and greatest like photographer there is? No, but it could be something that can be a tool to help bring certain things out of you. You might grab that camera and feel that same connection that I had with the X-T2. But a lot of times that might not be the case. Matter of fact, I'll say a lot of times that's not the case. And the reason I say that is because as a photographer and videographer, you follow a lot of photographers and videographers. And I see a common trend of certain photographers and videographers who are shooting this camera system this day, then there's an announcement and they're shooting this camera system that day, then the next time, then the next time. And all the time you see, okay, I'm selling this gear and I'm going with this. I'm selling this and I'm going with that. So they're selling one thing, hoping to succeed and find everything that they want in this other dream of this new camera. And so I want to break down the fact that that's not going to necessarily be the perfect solution for you. It might be. Like I said, you might fall in love with the system and might do great work. But that camera itself is not going to be your savior, your golden ticket. And so I think of all the photographers that I know in the industry, and there's some that they still shoot on 3 to 5 year old camera systems and are still top notch, doing incredible work. And then I know some who have the latest and greatest, and it seems like they have this like weird financial like reserve of just money that they can continue to pull from, and yet the work is mediocre at best. And so it's not the gear itself that's going to make you great. It's the compatibility with you and your gear. So for some of you, if you're not where you want to be, it might not be a new camera. It might be actually knowing the camera system better that you have and pushing yourself to be better. And so to break it down real quick before I end my rant, I will say this. It reminds me of my favorite Disney movie, Aladdin. So Aladdin had everything within himself to be great, to kill it, to do amazing, amazing work. And all he wanted was Jasmine. That was it for him. If he could have Jasmine, he would be complete. And so he finds this lamp and he rubs it. It's magic. Boom! Now he's Prince Ali of Ababwa. And he meets Jasmine again, and he realizes that Jasmine would have loved him regardless. Like, it wasn't the fact that he had this lamp or that he became a prince that made him all of a sudden great. He was great from the get-go. And so his squad, Abu, Carpet, Genie, they all try to like make him realize what's great about you is not what you hold in your hand or what you wear or anything like that. It's the fact that you have that within you. And he didn't realize. Like, Genie would even fly around his little bee and be like, be yourself. And he didn't get it. And so I feel like that's a lot of you maybe that are looking left and looking right and comparing what you currently have to what's now coming out. Just be yourself and do great work. Some of you can really, really be incredible with the resources that you already have. And so that is my encouragement to you. Don't try to be Prince Ali of Ababwa and need to have all those golden camels to show that you're a good photographer. Just be a good photographer. And for some of you, having that camera might be exactly what you needed to actually feel like, okay, this camera's right for me. Not because it's got 8K, not because I spent this much money on it, but because I was looking for this one thing in how a camera works, and I found it in this. And now what I was already doing well can be done even better because it's a resource. It's not my golden ticket. It's just something that I use to continue to execute well what I'm doing. So that's my rant. There's a quote that I'll end with. I don't know who said it because it's been like given credit to like so many people throughout the years, but the quote is, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think as photographers and videographers, we have to stop comparing ourselves. Stop comparing ourselves to the photographer down the street. Stop comparing ourselves to the photographer on the other side of the country. Stop comparing our hotel wedding to Benj Heish's mountaintop wedding. All that. Just stop comparing. If you are in the photo and video industry, only compare yourself to your previous work and allow that continue to push you. Because if not, you are going to look outside of yourself at different tools and you're going to spend a lot of money thinking that you're finally going to be like that other person. And then it's going to be a real rude awakening when that's not the case. So thank you for joining me on the quick tips. I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. And until I release a video later this week, God bless. And then it's going to be a real rude, and then it's going to be a